Greetings, I'm Professor Hobo, and welcome to another HOBOTECH News special Thanksgiving edition product review. So, riddle me this. If you cross a lithium battery with a rabbit, what do you get? Nope, it's not a new Volkswagen EV, but the ENERGIZER 320 watt-hour power station. Let's check it out.
HOBOTECH.
Now this ENERGIZER sports a 320 watt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery rated for 2,000 cycles to 80%. Now the user manual and the Amazon page says 1,000 cycles, but I did confirm with ENERGIZER that it is in fact 2,000 cycles, which is consistent with lithium iron phosphate technology. As for size and weight, I'll put that on the screen. You can see I weighed this myself. It came out to exactly 9 pounds as stated. As for build quality, this is all ABS plastic with a nice sturdy handle and rubberized feet, and it does come with a standard 12-volt socket cover. As for the display, it does sport a nice color LCD that gives you battery percentage, charge and discharge times, input and output watts, along with different mode icons. And as for the inverter, it's a 300 watt pure sine inverter with 2 outlets on the side. This does sport an MPPT controller able to charge up to 60 watts from solar. As for ways to charge, it does come with this 60 watt wall charger, so you can charge from the wall in about 6 hours. It also comes included with this MC4 adapter, so you can use your own solar panels to charge it. Takes about 6 hours from solar. It also comes with a car charger, so you can charge this from 12 or 24 volt vehicle. Again, it takes about 6 hours. Seeing a trend here. But it does come with a 100 watt power delivery cable, but not a power delivery charger. You can actually charge this with 100 watt power delivery in 3.5 hours. As for 12 volt output types, it offers one 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter socket and one 10 amp 5521 barrel plug outlet. Note these are not regulated outputs, but because this has a 12.8 volt lithium iron phosphate battery, it holds a higher voltage longer as you discharge it. So really the lowest voltage occurs at 11.2 volts, and that's when the device will shut itself off. But that's only below 10% charge. Above 10% charge, you're well into the 12 volt range, which means no problems at all with any kind of 12 volt refrigerator. As for USB output types, this offers 2 power delivery ports, one that's bidirectional 100 watts. Yes, a massive 2-way 100 watt power delivery port on this tiny little SoGen. The other is a 60 watt power delivery port that is output only. It also offers a pair of USB quick charge ports capable of 18 watts each. As for the warranty, ENERGIZER offers a 1-year manufacturer's limited warranty. And what review would be complete without talking about the built-in flashlight, which is obviously good for flagging down our little buddies upstairs. And of course, we took the ENERGIZER into my secret laboratory where we performed all kinds of crazy experiments on it, including, are you guys ready? Let's all do it together, a double-fisted
Bang, bang.
battery capacity test. You can see from the results the DC capacity test was 272 watt hours out of 320, or 85% effective. As for the AC battery capacity test, that scored almost identical 270 watt hours out of 320, or 84% effective. Now you can really see the difference here when you don't have regulation circuitry gobbling up power from the DC circuit, because here AC and DC offer virtually identical results. These results are above average across all solar generator brands. The results of the max charge rate test: 62 watts from the AC wall charger, 100 watts from power delivery, 42 watts from the car charger, 70 watts from a 100 watt solar panel with the VOC around 23 volts. Take note that you'll never exceed 70 watts solar input with this unit no matter how large of a panel you use. That means this unit works best with a solar panel in the 100 to 120 watt range, and note that the voltage input range is 10.8 to 23.5 volts, and it's hard limited to 3 amps, so you can't exceed either one of those. As for simultaneous charging ability, the Energizer does not support simultaneous charging from AC and DC or two DC sources at the same time. On the outside, it makes absolutely no noise while charging, so it is silent while you're charging it. The results of the DC output max rate check. All right, there's 10 amps. The number at the very top says 10. The second number is voltage at 11.4. And the current, which is currently what it's pulling, is 10 amps. It says 115 watts it's pulling right now. So let's try to crank it up to 11 amps and see what happens.
The numbers all go to 11. Look. Right across the board. 11, 11.
Now we're pulling 11 amps or 126 watts. 12 amps. It's still going. And there we go, 13 amps. So not bad at all. 12 amps from a 10 amp port. That means you can probably run a small air compressor on this. In fact, I've actually used a very similar model of this. Boden's, a company that didn't survive the pandemic. They had a similar model to this, and I use it all the time to run a small air compressor because it does actually allow more than 10 amps for the surge on an air compressor. So this should run an air compressor, at least a small one, without much of an issue. And we tested all the USB outputs on this. All of them pass, and all of them do what they say they're supposed to do. Pure sine wave check under load. It did pass at 115 volts, 60 hertz under a 200 watt load. Now we're going to do the inverter capacity test. This is going to test how powerful the inverter is on the Energizer. Now it only has a 300 watt pure sine, so I can't use the solar degenerator. It'll burn out the inverter. I've done enough solar degenerator tests on these small inverters to know that's just not the way to test a small inverter. So what I'm going to use instead is my tried and true, very old school, I think this thing's 3 years old now, BLUETTI EB150. And all I have to do is increase the power by turning up the voltage. And as the voltage increases, the power coming out of the Energizer and going into the BLUETTI will increase. So I should be able to easily push this to its limit safely without any kind of disastrous results, but let's find out. We're watching this number right here that says 262, 259. So we're going to go ahead and increase it. Now remember, this is a 300 watt inverter, so let's see how far we can push it. Well, that didn't take long at all. I barely got to 300. Let's try that again. Okay, we're at 280, 290. Yeah. As soon as we get anywhere close to 300, it shuts down. So let's try that again. I'm going to go slower this time. 290. All right, so there's the results. I tried 3 times to pull above 290. As soon as I crossed 290, this battery's charged to full, so it's not a voltage thing. It's an internal regulation, and you notice the alarm goes off pretty quickly. So this is a safety thing. I'm pretty sure the inverter, if it didn't have this crazy safety built in, could push a little harder, but you're not buying an Energizer 300 watt power station to run heavy stuff on the inverter anyway. The most you'll plug in some lights, your laptop, or something small. You're not going to run a hot plate, you're not going to run a hairdryer or a microwave or an air conditioner or anything like that on this inverter. 300 watts is very, very small. So just keep that in mind. This is made for very basic, very small appliances. So the fact that I was only able to pull 290 watts is no big deal. For this next test, we're going to do the 5-minute sustained cooling, or what I call the heat soak test. I'm going to run the inverter at its limit for 5 minutes and see if the cooling inside can handle it. All right, the best we can do is 270 so watts, or it shuts down pretty instantly. So let's let it run for 5 minutes at 274 and see what happens. All right, at 274, it stopped in 53 seconds. So let's try turning it down some more. Let's try 265. Okay, there we are at 5 minutes, and we were able to sustain mid 260s the entire time, no problem. So while I have the inverter fan running on maximum, let's go ahead and do the sound test from about a meter away. around 48 decibels, very quiet. Do note that this does have a 5521 output that is rated at 10 amps. So what you can do is you can actually get one of these 5521 to cigarette lighter adapters and run either a second refrigerator, or you can use this for your main refrigerator, and then you could actually tape these up, because one of the issues a lot of people have is that these ports on the side, when you plug a refrigerator in, sometimes they pop out or they don't stay in all the way, and it's problematic. And what I've been telling people to do is that you can go on HOBOTECH.tv/Amazon and you can get these off my website, and that'll allow you to plug this in, run your refrigerator off this. You just plug your refrigerator in like that all the way, and then you can tape this up and it's not going to come loose. So that's been my resolution for a lot of folks who get refrigerators and they try to plug them into this port and it doesn't stay in all the way. This was pretty tight, but not all of them are this tight. So anyway, that's what the 5521 output is good for. And since this is rated at 10 amps, you can run anything on that you could run out of this one. So this is a shared 10 amps between both. Don't think you can pull 10 on one and 10 on the other. It'll shut down instantly. Now, what about pass-through charging? If you have this charging either with solar or AC wall outlet, what outputs can you use? Well, let's use our power bin again to see which one of these power delivery ports actually work while it's being charged. So I have it plugged into the 100 watt power delivery port. Nothing happens. So while you're charging, that 100 watt power delivery port is turned off. So keep note of that. You can't pull power out or put power in if you have power coming in on the 5521. Let's plug this into the 60 watt output only, and you instantly see the screen comes on, which means it's charging. Now, if that one works, the quick charge ports work too. And we know just from our last test that the 12 volt output works while it's being charged. And how about the inverter? AC inverter? Yep, it comes on no problem either. So the only port that's disabled while you're pass-through charging is the 100 watt power delivery. Everything else works while this unit's charging. All right, amp interference test. So when I turn the inverter on, it's going to power this amp, which, it's about 2 or 3 feet away. It shouldn't cause any interference from the unit itself. Let's turn it on, see what happens. So there is interference. Now that's expected because this is obviously a high frequency inverter. This is a tiny little package, so they just squeeze a tiny little inverter in there. You can't expect to rock out your entire band on this tiny little Energizer anyway. But this test is telling you don't use the Energizer for ham radios or amplifiers unless you want this kind of noise coming through. Okay, here's a bonus feature. For those of you that hate beeps, every time you press a button, it beeps. If you hate that, long press the AC power button, and guess what? No more beeps. That's pretty cool. I wish more power stations offered this feature. So what do I like about the ENERGIZER 320? My favorite feature has to be that it provides everything you could need in a tiny little package.
Giggity.
It's very well rounded. It does everything well for its size. It looks good. It's well built. It has a 10-year battery and state-of-the-art bi-directional 100 watt power delivery. Oh, and then there's the price. So what do I don't like about the ENERGIZER 320? My biggest gripe has to be that this unit doesn't support simultaneous charging like the competing JACKERY 300 does. If it did, it could charge in as little as 2 hours, making it the new top dog in the micro solar generator market. The other thing I'm not really super thrilled about is the inverter. Granted, most folks aren't going to buy a tiny little 300 watt generator to run their house, but it would have been nice if it would at least sustain 300 watts in my test and pass the amp interference. It's still a clean running pure sine inverter, perfect for charging laptops, running lights, CPAP machines, modems, routers, LED TVs, 12 volt fridges, and other small appliances. Product price. Energizer is offering a special Black Friday deal plus an additional discount for viewers of HOBOTECH. This limited price is only good until December 1st. If you want to see today's price, the link with the discount code is in the description of this video. As for competition, seeing how JACKERY wants 300 bones for their similar size model, Energizer actually provides a much better bang for the buck. This was also the case for the smaller version of this, the Energizer 240, which ran circles around the dated JACKERY 240 for less money. If you're looking for something like a JACKERY, but with a better battery, the Energizer might be for you. Who's this product aimed at? This is not a home backup solution or a means to run your motorhome, but a way to have some wireless power on a camping trip, a picnic, a tailgating party, if people still do that anymore, or need power at a work site to recharge your tool batteries or run a radio. This is perfect for those kind of small jobs. It's not going to run an air conditioner, it's not going to run your residential fridge, it's not going to run your furnace, it's not going to run your Magic Bullet blender, although it will power the other kind of Magic Bullet, if you know what I mean, ladies. And I guess I should also add experimental gentlemen into that before I get hate mail. As for recommended solar size, because this can only charge at a maximum of 70 watts, you really only want to get a 60 to 100 watt solar panel for it. Now, if you want to max it out on a cloudy day, get a 120 watt panel, but anything beyond that is going to be a waste. If you're looking for the perfect size solar panel for the Energizer, I do have many options available on hobotech.tv/Amazon. Click on Solar Kits, and it'll take you down to the solar panel. The link for that is in the description below, along with the link to the Energizer and the promo code, which will knock quite a bit of money off for this holiday season. Just remember that code's not going to last forever, and the price is going to go up after December 1st. Thanks for watching. If you learned something today, don't forget to give me that thumbs up below, and if you're not a subscriber already, you know what to do. That's it for now. Till next time.
Odin commands you to like and subscribe, and clean my litter box.
And make sure you remember, do not stare the light straightly.
How are you, gentlemen? All your days are belong to us. You are on the way to destruction.
What you say?
You have no chance to survive, mate, your time. Ha ha ha.
RV Golf Guy, Medic Audio Repair, Andrew Von Roger Cardano, Brian Blue, Bruce Johnson, Jason Sirocco.